Welcome back, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. I'm over here at Georgetown Bariatrics and Advanced Surgical Services. And you know, this is one of my favourite parts of our show, that we get to meet some of the patients and the incredible success stories behind the scenes with Dr. Eric Smith. We want to introduce you to Victoria. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
I love this part. This is a three-part series that we're doing. It's going to be 3 consecutive days. So before I jump into it, Dr. Eric, I want to ask you, Victoria, what made you want to have bariatric surgery?
Well, I had been in a nursing home. I've been in a nursing home for several years, and I had gotten up to almost 900 pounds.
My goodness.
Yeah, and I have lymphedema and lipedema, so it didn't help. And I didn't know what to do. I just laid there, and they was treating me for end-of-life care.
Would you mind if I just jump in and get some medical terminology on what you just said? Explain those 2 symptoms.
So basically, she had a lot of really bad chronic swelling.
Right.
And as her weight went up, that exacerbated the condition. And there's not really anything that you can do for that except for try to reduce the weight. And the swelling was so bad that she was not even able to be mobile. When I first met Victoria, she wasn't ambulating at all.
How long were you in the nursing home?
I was in a nursing home for 10 years, and I was bedbound for 9.
Victoria, do you mind if I ask you, what age were you admitted into the nursing home?
I was 39.
I want to dig a little deeper. How did that make you feel?
Hopeless.
Really?
I was hopeless, and I wasn't given any hope either. I mean, they were basically treating me for end-of-life care, and I didn't know what to do. You know, I had 3 children at home, and I didn't have any way. I was bedridden. I couldn't get up. You know, it was tragic.
Dr. Eric, how did you 2 meet?
I remember Cindy, our dietitian, and our director came to me, and she, I believe, had reached out to Cindy and asked if I would be willing to take her on as a patient. I said, absolutely. I think she had sought out some people, and no one was really willing to help her because of how high her weight was, and she needed help worse than anybody.
Well, and that's what I want to touch on right now. Is there ever a level that you go, I'm sorry, it's just too much? It's too much of a risk to do this surgery?
There might be times we have a weight that we say we need to try to see some improvement, but there's not a level, because the heavier a patient gets, the more help they need. It's easy for the surgeon to sit back and say, that's too complex, that's too difficult, but we're not helping the people that need help. I need to see commitment from them, and what I saw from her was beyond commitment. So it was a no-brainer.
Let's touch on that. What were you asking for commitment-wise?
I'll let her tell you.
I had already lost 520 pounds on my own.
But
doing
still
low
in the
carb.
nursing home?
Yeah. I was just, you know, nursing home food isn't very healthy. And I was having to buy my own food and drink a lot of water. And I just basically went low carb. And I started with paleo, and I started doing keto. And then after that, the weight just started dropping. I lost 200 pounds in like 8 to 9 weeks. And it was just inflammation. And then once I realized I was doing something right, then I just kept going.
All right, we're going to continue this story tomorrow.
Okay.
Stick with us. We'll be back after this short break. If you want to find out more information, there it all is up on the screen for you, everyone. Georgetown Bariatrics and Advanced Surgical Services. Back after this short break. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. I'm over here at Georgetown Bariatrics and Advanced Surgical Services. And you know, this is part of my favourite time of the year and show, when we get to meet some of Dr. Eric's success stories. And yesterday we touched with Victoria and, of course, Dr. Eric. And we am telling you, this is an incredible story. Welcome back to the show, both of you.
Thanks.
Dr. Eric, yesterday we were talking about that Victoria was in a nursing home for almost 10 years and the issues that she had. Right. How did this all come about, and where are we at now?
So when I saw her, obviously she showed a significant amount of commitment prior to meeting me.
Yep.
She had showed the motivation to lose weight, but she still wasn't ambulating. And so I wasn't so much concerned about a number she had to get below.
Which was 900 when you first met her.
Right, and even if I met her at 900, it doesn't mean that she would have had to lose a significant amount of weight.
Right.
But I just, at her situation, her goal, I said, I need to see you walk. I need for you to ambulate. She wasn't walking at the time.
At all.
And she said, no problem. And she went away, she worked with her rehab people where she was staying at the nursing home, and she was able to just walk from one side of the room to the other. And that's all I needed to see for her ability to recover.
How did that make you feel when you sat down and started chatting with this incredible surgeon, Dr. Eric?
I had hope, finally, for the first time. I felt like, you know, I had always felt I was going to get there, but I hadn't met someone that would help me get there, you know. I had went to 2 or 3 different places, and they didn't want to touch me because of the lymphedema, because of the huge amount of weight.
Were you diabetic? Were you high blood pressure? Were you have all the symptoms?
I was type 2 diabetic, and then of course with the lymphedema and the lipedema, and I just had all kind of issues just from being bedbound and things like that.
What type of surgery did we do?
So we did a robotic sleeve gastrectomy on Victoria.
Okay. How did you feel like several days before the surgery? That's what I want to ask.
I was nervous. It was the very first surgery. It was the first surgery I've ever had, ever. And I was nervous, but I was also really excited because finally I was going to get some help, you know.
How much have you lost now?
I've lost 640 pounds.
I'm completely flabbergasted, to be honest with you. I think this is one of your biggest success stories, right, Dr. Eric?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, incredible. Where does she go now, from now?
Wherever she wants.
Yeah, but continue with the weight loss?
Yeah, absolutely.
Health-wise,
she continues to be compliant with the dietitians and our instructions. Her activity level obviously continues to improve because of the weight she's lost.
Yeah.
She's had some surgeries for some excess skin and stuff now that she's able to have lost that weight. And I mean, her opportunities are endless.
Those two issues that we were talking about, and I can't remember what they're called.
Lymphedema.
Has that now gone? Or does it come back?
They will always be here.
Right, okay.
They're not curable, but you can control them.
Right. You're back home?
I am. I got out of the nursing home. I have my own apartment. And yeah, I'm home. I'm doing great.
Kids are happy to you around.
Yes.
You're walking around, going to the supermarket, going to the hairdresser. Your life is back.
Just got my license last week.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Stick around with us. We'll be back with you tomorrow. If you want to find out more information, there it all is up on the screen, everyone. What an incredible story. Georgetown Bariatrics and Advanced Surgical Services. Back up with this short break. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. I'm over here with Dr. Eric Smith and his incredible success story, one of his patients, Victoria, over here at Georgetown Bariatrics and Advanced Surgical Services. How are you both? Welcome back.
Great,
Now, this
thank
has been a three-part series that we've been doing. Everyone, Victoria's lost 600 pounds. What we want to do is talk about the aftercare now, because I think that's super important. It's been a year and a half, almost 2 years since you've done the surgery. Where do we go now? You said, yes, the last segment, that she's progressing very well and doing everything you asked. Explain to everyone at home what that means.
Well, you know, we have, I always say long-term follow-up leads to long-term results. And so we have long-term follow-up for the rest of her life.
Right.
We have visits with our providers. We have visits with our dietitians. As we've talked about before, she has a tool. That tool will never leave her. She has it. But being compliant with changing her lifestyle, the way that she eats, her activity level in conjunction with the tool will continue to give her results. And she's done just that. So we will have lifelong follow-up with her and checking labs, putting her on our scales that look at body composition, making sure that we don't stumble upon any issues moving forward.
How does that make you feel that you've got not just Dr. Eric Smith, but an incredible support team over here?
It's amazing. I mean, it's something that I know that they're going to be there for me. If anything happens, I know that a lot of people backslide and things like that, and I know that I can come back if I need it.
How do you go about shopping now with food and things like that? What was your crutch?
Not being mobile and junk food. I was just eating a lot of junk food. And I still occasionally will eat a little something. But
we all do.
Yeah, it's mostly low carb, a lot of carnivore. I eat a lot of meat, eggs, and cheese.
Right. Is this something that you encourage, Dr. Smith, when it comes to the foods that are acceptable?
You know, we get a question all the time about what's the best diet. And I always say, you know what the best diet is? The one you're going to be compliant with.
Right.
You know, everybody's different. You have to find something that you can repeat for the rest of your life. I can put anybody on a crash diet that's really odd and drop some weight, but if you can't maintain it, your results won't be maintained.
Right.
So for her, that's what works. Obviously, we want to make sure that diet they choose is healthy, but whatever works is what's going to give them long-term results.
Okay, and you've had skin revision work, right?
Yes.
So, and you've already had how many operations?
I've had 3, and I have at least 3 more to go.
Really, 3 more?
Yeah.
So what is your goal for the next 12 months?
I would like to get down another 50, 60 pounds, and hopefully with the skin removals, I will probably be able to do that because it's mostly skin at this point.
Really? Mm-hmm. When you hear these stories, Dr. Eric Smith, and you've followed this journey because when you first met her, How does that make you feel as a surgeon?
It makes me feel great. I mean,
Like,
that's
I'm
why we do
excited
it.
for you
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we do this. I mean, I love to operate. I love to see great surgeries, but at the end of the day, when people's lives are changed, that's why we're here and that's why we come back every day.
Well, I'm blown away, and I know everyone sitting at home is behind you.
Thank you.
And I think it's an incredible story. I want to revisit with you in a few months.
That'd be great.
I think
I'd
it's
appreciate
amazing.
it. All
We
right.
appreciate you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your as well. If you want to find out more information, there it all is up on the screen, everyone. Georgetown Bariatrics and Advanced Surgical Services. Back after this short break.